Hello, hello, and welcome to the Gothic Jungle. So today we will be going down the rabbit hole to New York Botanical Gardens summer event inspired by Alice in Wonderland. Well, my first impression of NYBG was the Orchid Show in the spring. I was curious to see what the other events were like. And man, did we start off strong with this rabbit topiary. That was probably my favorite part of the whole event, which is saying a lot, but anyways, so actually it's called Wonderland Curious Nature, but you're greeted by this lovely sun as you walk in, and today we will be exploring the conservatory, because that's where all the fun little indoor plants are, and that's what I'm all about. So first off, you start in the lily ponds section, very beautiful with the flowers. I hope you enjoyed that little zoom in. And then they've got all these little like storybook drawings that are posted up around the pond with Miss Alice, of course, in the middle, rowing her rowboat. And I just really love seeing all these palms. I think actually this room is called the Palm House, and I think you can see why. But this is a very beautiful sight, and I really liked seeing this when you first walked in. And then next you walk down to the Victorian Garden. This is actually was part of the reasons why I wanted to come here. I was actually really curious. I think the Victorian period is kind of interesting. I think some of the styles are really cool. And I know gardening was really big back then, especially keeping plants indoors. I think that keeping palms indoors actually was also a really popular thing as well. If you look up pictures of some of the plants they collected, the language of flowers, as that sign said, was also really cool to see too. But yeah, it was just really nice to see all the little details. I thought these roses were very beautiful, and the contrast with these very light pastels with almost made me think of just like sugary treats and stuff like that. Very appropriate to Alice in Wonderland. And then the contrast with these little dark flowers that were a little bit more gothic, a little bit more like something I would have in my garden if I had a garden. And then of course this garden sprawls across. You have a few water features there too, which was really cool to see. And then of course the little roses at the end. Now this is a really cool entrance. I loved that there was a tree stump, and I believe these are bromeliads kind of lining the front. Of course you have a begonia there too. I've started recently getting into begonias myself as well. And then we go down the rabbit hole. We're following the white rabbit. We've got, that might be Spanish moss hanging from the ceiling, not sure. And we go into the jungle, and I just love this sight of just being overwhelmed with plants. That is why I love coming to the New York Botanical Garden. I can always count on being overwhelmed by the amount of plants there. And then you have this lovely tree stump site with a lot of interesting flowers here. You've got some, again, kind of continuing the tree stumps and mushrooms theme along here. Very cool to incorporate that theme in there. You got some dark plants. I'm not sure if that's Philodendron Dark Queen or Dark Lord. I don't know. I'm a big fan of the dark leaves there. Thought it was nice. Some kind of monstera here. Really cool to see. I like how they chose to put that Monstera acuguenis, not sure if I'm butchering that, next to the Amanita muscaria. I know that mushroom. And then, I was actually really excited to see the sensitive plant. I didn't touch it because, it's not mine. But I feel like I've been seeing those a lot on the internet, especially the variegated ones. So that was really cool to be like, hey, I've seen that online, and now I can see it in person too. But I thought those little details were really neat. And then, this is his discolor. I actually bought one of these about the same time that I visited the garden, and was just really cool to see it doing so well in the garden as well. The Philodendron D. McDowell is also on my list of plants that I would like to buy. I thought it was really cool. And then we have another dark plant. I'm not quite sure what this one is or what family it's a part of. And the tree stumps, I think this is the main big area in the middle that we saw with some plants kind of tipping over and spiraling. I also thought that it was cool that these plants seem to have their own little ponds in the middle too. And they have the pink too. So it's always so fun to see pinks and purples in nut flowers and plants. Also, the oranges, of course, orange contrasting with green is always very pretty. And the Mad Hatter there. And I think you get a view of some carnivorous plants. Yep, we get a Venus flytrap right there. Or wait, yes? No. I think those might be one of those like little gulper ones too. I'm not sure. But I don't know. I thought it was cool to incorporate the water plants as well. Oh, and this is a bat flower. I was really, really excited to see this one. This was actually at the back side of that center area. But, you know, being Gothic jungle, of course, the bat flower was really, really cool to see in person. And then Titan Arum. Kind of butchered that. That's okay. This is the corpse flower, but these are like little baby ones. I feel like I've only seen, there's only a couple of like the really, really big ones, but it was cool to see more juvenile ones in person. So I thought that was another spooky plant. And then we have staghorn ferns, I believe, but those are another ones that I've seen a lot of online that I just wanted to highlight because I thought they were really cool and absolutely massive. And then I thought the back of this begonia was really cool. I know it's a pretty common one that a lot of people do have, but it was really sparkly, which kind of fascinated me. I feel like I don't really see plants sparkle. And then I made a trip outside, of course, to see more water lilies and their beautiful blooms. It was a nice break, but it was really, really hot outside the day that I visited, so being near water definitely helped. But I thought the blooms were really cool, and the little they look like frog flowers before they bloom into the flowers, unless that's a different thing. I don't really know this very well. Anyways, a little more information on like the inspiration for Alice in Wonderland, which I thought was a nice little read to have. I feel like, you know, as you get older, you kind of appreciate the little extra tidbits of information when you're walking through. Like when I was a kid, we go to museums with my family, I'd be like, this is boring. I already looked at all the pictures, let's leave. And then I read this stuff and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of interesting. Beautiful scene right here as well with the little waterfall and the monsteras. And then we move along a hallway with a bunch of, I think, begonias and some really cool, I don't know if cacti is the right word, but like sturdier plants. That's a bromeliad right there, I can tell you that. Yep, so you just move along this hallway into another section of the conservatory. I thought these plants were so cool with the 3-color scheme, with the warm 3-color scheme, very cool. You have the lovely fountain there, very beautiful sight to see as always, with the plants coming up across it, and the fountain statue cool thing. Oh, but a cool thing in this room was that you could see the Hoya blooming. I've never seen Hoya blooms in real life because I don't really own, I think I own maybe like 1 or 2 Hoya, but it was really, really cool, and I loved that it was like a dark color. Oh, and I wanted to point out here the philodendron micans, I believe, unless it's a slightly different variety, but I have one of these at home, so it was really nice to see that growing nice and big in a conservatory. Big pond in the middle of a big tree. No, big pond at the base of a big tree. There we go. Got it. Pretty sight. Another really cool dark anthuriums. I think I'm going to film this anthurium every single time that I visit New York Botanical Garden because it is just so beautiful and it is so gothic. And these were nice to see as well. This is Fake Bird of Paradise. I saw this in my last trip to NYBG, but I don't think I saw this color variety. It had not bloomed yet, so that was cool to see as well. Some banana plants, I believe they were called. Banana flowers. I don't know. I'm just showing you cool stuff. I'm just being like, hey, this is cool. Like, look at this little guy with the pinky orangey stuff. It looks cool. With the palm in the back. Very artistic. You're nice. Oh, and then I did not show this before. This is in the cacti room. These are all the aroids or air plants. It was really, really nice to see how they mounted them on wood on this area of the thing. I don't know. I thought these looked like kind of drums. Thought that was cool. This little guy's funky. He has some weird little arms. Very cool. And then we move outside, and you have this lovely big chess thing. If you feel like playing chess outside, you get the urge. I know. When I go outside, I want to play chess. And then we have the rose court. Now, of course, these were lovely fake roses that Miss Alice must have put some red paint on. I don't know if you remember from the movie, but that's what she does. And you're greeted by more flowers. I thought these lilies in particular were very nice because they're, the dark purple. And because it was extremely hot outside, my sister and I went to the garden grill to get into some AC and get some refreshments. But I thought it was really, really cool to have this extra touch that they also decorated in here for Alice in Wonderland. With the, oh my gosh, I love that little bunny. Vicky is so cute. But the red roses and the kind of off-center cakes and everything like that. But I thought the cocktails were another highlight too. I was very excited about it. I think I got the Queen of Hearts, which my sister is being very lovely and showing off the nice pour from the heart jar. But that was really delicious, and we had a nice lunch. And then you get to see more topiary outside. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Please don't make fun of me if I'm saying that wrong. But you get a caterpillar and then a lot of playing cards. But then of course we ended up at a bakery, and that was a beautiful way to end our day. And I had a fantastic time. Overall, wasn't as exciting as the orchid show, which I will be visiting again next year and hopefully sharing with you all. I do think it would have been a better decision to go in June or August to appreciate the roses, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching anyways and getting to see another event. I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!